Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see our normal PDF flow. Earlier part of this series I have already shown you a PDF having a barcode, but in this video we are going to see a simple PDF which basically you can see whenever you go to a market, say DMart or any other place, you get printed slip, and on the same terms we are going to replicate that same bill receipt which gets generated when you purchase some item from the DMart or any shopping commerce sites. The format which I wanted to explain is this one. So in Apache FOP there is a layout which we have to follow, in which we have something called as margin left, margin top, and margin right, and then margin bottom. So these things basically describe these parts which you can see on the screen. So this is one margin, this is another margin we just discussed, this is right margin, and this is the top margin. Similarly we have reason before, reason start, reason end, and reason after. So this is basically page footer, page left side of page, and then right side of page, and the header of the page. So similarly this is the header, and these are the left, then right, and the footer part of a page. So this is A4 size paper, and hence I am describing you as per the layout, and this is the reason body which you can see as a table, main table, which is shown in the screen. So let's follow this approach and generate the PDF. First thing which we have to do to generate the PDF is we have to define an endpoint. Similarly, I'm going to extend this one, and we would be needing the request object, hence we will be using a model class. This is the documentation purpose. I will be covering it in some other video. Let's call this endpoint as bill only, and we'll change this as post mapping as we need this. I have already created the model class which we are going to use in this flow, and we are going to call that class as order detail. So this is done. Now we have to define this in our implementation class. So we'll use the IntelliJ feature. Here we need a service, so we create a new service saying bill, and we'll create this class inside our this is our service. We'll extend this service class because we have already defined the generator method, so we don't have to redefine it again. And we'll again inject template engine for processing the XML template. The most important thing is XML template, which I will be showing it to you. Now here we are just passing the response and the order detail class, and return type of this would be void. Now we will use certain generated method which I have written earlier. So this is we need, this we don't need, and we need calculate method for discount calculation. So we'll do that. Okay, so almost we are done with this. So here basically we are finalizing the model and we are populating it inside context. As you can see, we are passing the order detail which is finalized after processing the discount percentage and everything. So this is done, and then after the context is done, we have to pass response and our XML processed XML template to our generate document method. So this method is nothing but the same method which we have used in the previous video. Here we are populating the FOP factory and we are passing the processed string to this FOP factory, which is basically going to generate the PDF for us. Now the most important point which we are remaining with is our template. So let's create this template. So this is the build template which we are going to generate. Now I'll again keep you informed on the basis how we have used it. So here if you see, this is the definition where we have defined a A4 page size dimensions for our PDF, and here we have defined the width and all these margins and margin top and everything which I have just explained you. So this is margin top. So basically this reason body has some margin above, or basically on the top of the body you will have some margin. So on that we are using, for that we are using this margin top equals to 5 centimeter. Now similarly all these things are there, and then we have this header part where we have defined our page number, which you can see as this, and then we have customer name, some metadata of that report, like the image. We are also putting in the image from class path, which you can see as a mart, dmart emote, or any other mart which you can place as a customization. So you can place it here, and in this way you can read that image from your class path, the resources folder, and then you have some context text values, and then you have customer name, and here we are reading it from our object which is passed from context, and which you can see it in here. So if you see this order details, this order details will have a customer info class, and that is getting used in customer info, and then you have name. So it accesses it using build data, which is map name, context map name, then dot your exact attribute name, and then from inside that you have your final attributes name or the variables which you have used. So name, id, address is getting used over there. So in this way this Thymeleaf processes our data, and you get all your processed XML string, and that XML string is getting passed to our Apache FOP. So the flow something works like this. So if you pass user, us, or any consumer will pass some request body to our REST API which we have developed in Spring Boot, and then the Spring Boot application which we have developed has Thymeleaf, and it will call the XML template, and then in that XML template we'll pass the object, and then that relevant object is getting used, and the processed XML template is what we receive, and then we pass it to Apache FOP, and then finally Apache FOP renders the output PDF as you can see in this example. So this is the final PDF which is getting generated after the Apache FOP step. So let's start our application. Okay, one thing we missed now, so we have to add a bean which basically suggests Thymeleaf that it has to read XML file which we have mentioned in our service class. This one, it will mention that it has to read it from templates folder. It has a suffix of .xml extension, and then it shouldn't cache the template, and it has a template mode of XML. So this way our Spring template engine or Thymeleaf template engine will be aware that it has to read it from the following location and use the following methodologies to parse that XML. So to add that, we have defined a bean, and then we just set it in the template engine. Okay, let's run this now. Okay, the application has started. Now our Swagger UI is ready. So if you see, we have two endpoints, and this is what we have, the latest endpoint. So this way also you can test, but for now we are going to quickly use Postman. Okay, we missed the service call, very bad. So here it is. As you can see that we have generated the PDF successfully, and the total amount and everything is getting visible, calculated properly. So this is the way you can generate the PDF documents, and for this you have to make sure that you have the XML template which is looks something like this for Apache FOP, and you can refer this from the GitHub repository. So thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching. Please connect for further videos.